Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to NS9 Postgame Show, the hodgepodge of nothingness. Not tonight, though. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we got Jim Rosati. Jim, we also got a Pirates W. How excited are you tonight?
You know what? I turned the game on in the top of the 7th inning, and it was fun. It was a fun 3 innings of baseball. So I'm happy.
I would say most of the game was fun, but if you were to pick 3 innings, it was certainly the time that you tuned in. So good job, Jim. Glad to see you put a full day's work of work in again.
Hey, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm here though. This is my first time on the post game, I think, in over a week. So, yeah.
Well, welcome back. I appreciate you coming on. I mean, it had nothing to do with, I don't know, the way Oneil Cruz played tonight. That didn't like entice you maybe to come on a little more than you might have beforehand.
No. So it had nothing to do with that. I actually didn't even know when I told you I was like, I'm good for the post game show. I didn't even know he had 2 hits at that point. So.
Okay.
Actually, I looked at the box score. I'm lying to you. He was 2 for 3. I saw 2 for 3, and I saw a Castro homer, and I was like, yeah, I'm good to go.
You're like, I actually want to talk about the show tonight. Yeah, man. 8-2. The Pirates came out and defeated the New York Mets. You know, the Pirates can raise it.
All right.
There it is. There's David, the NS9 mascot.
Yes.
So, yeah, man, this is actually a pretty exciting game. Let's, I guess, maybe start off. We'll keep the real excitement at the end. We'll save it.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about here because I think it's going to be overshadowed by Mitch Keller giving up 0 earned runs today.
Yeah, this is back-to-back, like really good starts for Keller. Last time out, struck out 10. This time out, a little bit different the way he did it.
Very different.
But only 2 strikeouts today, but limited damage. Didn't give up any extra base hits. You know, he gave up 5 hits, but they were all singles, 2 walks. And you know, when you do that and you spread things out, and you know, you're not going to give up runs. So solid back-to-back starts for Keller. Let's see if he can finish strong this September and October, I guess now too.
All right.
But yeah, I didn't get to see him pitch, but just looking at the line, not you know, very different from his last start, but got the job done.
That's literally what it was. Very effective, but he didn't have like his swing and miss stuff. That was the thing last outing. I mean, those 10 strikeouts, he looked incredible. And tonight he didn't have that, but he was limiting damage. Like you said, no extra base hits, wasn't getting hit too hard, getting the double play ball, which is kind of like been his MO all year as well. I mean, he was just pitching effectively, pitching with confidence. And I mean, it doesn't hurt when you take out Starling Marte, but hopefully for Starling, he's okay. I know he went back for x-rays, but yeah, when you hit him on the hand, he's had such a good year. But anyways, Mitch has looked pretty good. That was really like the only big mistake, I guess, like you could pretty much say he had, was hitting Starling Marte, which, you know, I guess for his sake and the offense sake or defense sake, you know, is probably a good thing. But anyways, yeah, so Mitch Keller looked good. He looked effective. He's continuing this. Like you said, you still want to see how he finishes, but he was a little bit shaky there. He had a few starts, a little bit shaky, and he backs those up with, as you mentioned, last game, which could have been his best start he's ever had, even though it was 2 earned runs he gave up. And tonight, the first time all year, he gives up 0 earned runs, even though, again, it wasn't the swing and miss stuff, but he pitched very good. So 2 back-to-back starts where he's looked extremely good compared to those few shaky starts. And when you look at the whole season, I mean, this is a good Mitch Keller.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to end up. I mean, just by the innings that he's going to pitch the rest of the season, he's going to end up having, more than 2 F4, on the year. So you're looking at, an above average major league starting pitcher at that point. So yeah, solid season. We needed this out of Keller this year. Hopefully he can continue to progress. This isn't really I think you want to see him kind of keep taking steps forward, as he matures. But really, it comes down to that sinker, right? Ever since he started throwing that sinker, he just looked like a completely different dude.
And like that was the difference tonight. Like, that's what we're getting at. I mean, he didn't have like the swing and miss stuff, but he was weak contact, getting the ground ball. I mean, he's not scared to pitch anymore. He has that where he can get out of it. Like, if he's not feeling it, he can do what he did tonight and be effective. Yep. And when he is feeling it, boy, he can do what he did last start and then just make everyone look silly. Like that's the new Mitch Keller. I love it. I love it. So kudos to Mitch Keller. I want to say the rest of the pitching was effective, but Stevenson did some damage. He gave up 2 earned runs today. The homer to Nimmo. It is what it is. Like, I'm still semi-intrigued by him. I just want to see how he does the rest of the season with the Pirates, just to kind of feel and get a vibe if he has any status heading into 2023. I mean, it's doubtful, but this bullpen is, to be real, it's pathetic. And it doesn't take much to anchor down a position probably next year from any carryover from this season. So it's like he has a shot. And if he can show something, maybe there's some interest there. But
yeah, I mean, based off of the arms that are available, I'm fine with giving Robert Stevenson an extended look, for the last month of the year here.
Right. But gives up the earned run. I mean, he did have 2 strikeouts, but he doesn't give up the home run. To Nimmo. Those are only 2 runs scored by the Mets. And again, I mean, this is the New York Mets. We're not talking about an inferior team. Like, they could be a favorites of winning the World Series, and the Pirates just won 8-2. So yeah, Stevenson's the only one. But Manny Banuelos came in. He goes scoreless. Crow comes in. He goes scoreless, although it's still kind of the shaky Crow we're seeing.
Well, the Crow was a little. I mean, it was kind of similar to his last time out, where 1 out, 2 outs, got him quickly, walk. Yeah, I'm not too concerned there, but I do want to talk about Manny Banuelos a little bit. I thought he looked really good tonight. He came in after the home run because the game wasn't really out of reach at that point. That home run made it 4-2.
4-2. Yeah.
And then Manny came in, slammed the door there in the 7th. And then pitched a really solid 8th inning. He's looked good, really, ever since the Pirates have gotten him. I mean, he had that one really rough outing, his first time out against the Yankees, but really, other than that, and then that he blew up against the Reds. So he's gotten 2 outings where he just like completely blew up, but the rest of his outings, he's looked pretty solid. So pretty happy with what we're seeing so far out of Banuelos. Looked really good tonight. Really shut the door on the Mets. And then that allowed the Pirates in the 8th to just add on even more to their lead.
And boy, did they. Boy, did they.
Boy, did they.
Like, let's get to the offense. Yeah. Again, I just want to make sure we give kudos to Mitch Keller. But it's overshadowed for a reason, because the offense came alive today. And it starts with the leadoff guy. It really does. I mean, Oneil Cruz is a big night for him. Listen, like, we know the slack he gets. It's warranted. He has not looked good. He has not performed well, but we get excited for the things that he does. And you get excited because of what he can do. Tonight, he demonstrated. He showed literally every reason why. He made contact all 5 times, never struck out. 4 of his hits were the hardest hits of the night.
Yeah, he had the 4 hardest hit balls of the night.
Maybe there's a correlation of why he also had 3 hits on the night. 1 going into the river.
Right. I wonder. It's almost like hitting the ball hard is good.
If it's your team, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what you want to do.
Like, yeah, it's almost like you want to hit the ball hard. That's the whole point.
He literally hits 115.3, 113.4, 110.9, 108.9. This is one game by Oneil Cruz. Like, this wasn't like, hey, he got some hard hits over the week. Here's his top 4 hits of the week, which would still be impressive for a week. This was one game. He was crushing the ball. And again, it shows and demonstrates why people focus on exit velocity. He does this. This is a skill that he can do. If he can master the skill of connecting with a baseball 4 times a game, that's what he has to work on. That's what he has to improve.
Yep.
This is what you got. This is why every team worries about Oneil Cruz when he's up the bat, even though he's only batting 199.
Not anymore. I
Not
mean,
anymore.
his stretch line is even creep. Like, he's over a 700 OPS now. He's at a 706 OPS on the season now after today. 92 weighted runs created plus, 213 batting average. The numbers, the counting numbers that people want to look at, they're creeping up there right now. And you just mentioned it. Like, the guy just, I don't understand these people who are like just constantly putting him down, because it's like, if that's who you are, then like, what the, and excuse my language, but like, what the fuck are you even watching sports for? Like, the whole point of watching sports is to be entertained and to like see people do things that are incredible. This guy's doing that right now. Like, every time he steps up to the plate, you want to see what he does. And more, you know, and he doesn't do something incredible every time, right? You know, he's this is still his first major league season, but he's showing you things that make him special and make him so uber talented. There's a reason why every single national media account salivates, you know, when he does something crazy. There's a reason why, you know, when there's a national broadcast on Peacock, they can't stop talking about him. There's a reason why people talk about how talented he is. It's because he's doing things that people have never seen before. And if you can't grasp that, if you can't put your head around, hey, this guy's doing some really cool shit that we've never seen, then like, what are you doing? Just stop watching baseball, because you're just being an idiot at this point.
Right.
If you can't just see what he's doing and how special he is, you're not even worth my time anymore. Like, I'm not even going to acknowledge you. If you tweet anything to me on Twitter about
I can't promise that.
Not even going to acknowledge you anymore. Like, I'm not acknowledging it, because like, you're just being an idiot.
I feel like we're on 2 different wave paths, and I think it's because I've been on that mindset for a while now, and you haven't. And now I'm tired. I'm tired of doing it, and I feel like you're tired of doing what you're doing, and like, we're flip flopping because I'm getting more irritable lately. But anyways, regardless, you're absolutely correct, and that's why I want to also define and separate. Like, there is a difference between talented and good. Oneil Cruz hasn't reached good yet, but boy, is he talented, and you can't deny that. So when people say he is, and you can argue if he's the most talented, right? But regardless, if people say he's uber talented, that's not a lie. That's why you're excited, because you see the talent. Now let's work on transferring it to like being good and such, right? But here's the thing too. So you talked about all that. His counting numbers this season, numbers are creeping up, right? Let's rewind, go back. And I know Tyler was really on board with the leadoff part of this, but I know we've definitely been talking a lot too in regards of like, stop batting him 7th. Get him up there. Reasons why you want to, because you don't have Greg Allen and Josh Van Meter and Heineman and Delay. Even though Delay and tonight, like, yes, Delay just kind of creeps in and finds ways to get his name noticed, even though he's not good, but he's noticeable. Okay. For those reasons, I feel like. But anyways, like, that's behind Cruz, and all you see is Cruz getting nothing but junk thrown at him, usually by, at that point in time in the game, The best reliever comes in that's a lefty. The nastiest stuff comes in because they're the only person he fears, right? So the whole thing was like, get Cruz up in the lineup, get someone behind him that maybe a pitcher has fear in. And hey, they went the whole way. They have Cruz in the leadoff spot now. So I want to throw something out there. Okay. Very small sample. Totally get it. I'm not here saying Cruz is fixed. This is Cruz. He's done. But this is reasons why those are being said. This is also reasons why when he did go in the leadoff spot, everyone's going, oh my God, a 199 leadoff hitter. Okay. Well, guess what? In the leadoff spot now, which Cruz has batted in the past 8 games, he is batting .303. He's slugging .758. He's got 3 singles, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 3 homers. Boy's producing. Again, chill. Those are the numbers so far. Keep an eye on it. But now that he has someone like, I don't know, Brian Reynolds behind him, maybe that's helping him. Talk about, how many lefties have you seen so far? What are you seeing the way the team's pitched to Cruz at this point in time?
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier, but I think what you're seeing is before, like you mentioned, in the 7th spot, you always saw managers pitch. They're making a pitching change. They're going to their lefty. They're facing Cruz, and then you've got Van Meter, Allen, Cal Mitchell, all these people batting around him. And so, you make a pitching change specifically for Oneil Cruz. I feel like you're not really seeing that as much anymore. He's seeing more right-handed pitchers now than he was, in the back of the lineup. And some of that may have to do with Brian Reynolds. Some of it may have to do with just kind of the situations that he's hitting in. It could be the teams that we're playing. It could be we're losing a lot of games and we're not even in games right now. So, the managers maybe aren't managing, every moment like it's like so super important. I don't know, whatever the reason is, he's seeing better pitches to hit right now, plain and simple. And I think you are seeing a little bit more play. Like he still chases some balls out of the zone. Every once in a while he does something that you're like, but for the most part, I feel like he's being a little more disciplined. He's attacking balls in the zone. He's laying off the balls out of the zone. And like when pitchers are making mistakes, he's been making them pay lately. And even when they're not mistakes, like the pitch he hit out today, which by the way, went into the Allegheny River. He hit it 420 feet. He basically one-handed golfed a ball into the river. It wasn't a bad pitch. Like the ball was low. It was on the bottom of the zone. It wasn't a bad pitch, and he just absolutely destroyed it. So it's just like I said, you're just seeing the talent right now, and it's nice to kind of see him starting to be a little more comfortable at the plate. I really think that's just what it is. He just seems to be more comfortable right now. Jesse right there, he seems to be getting in better counts. He's like I said, he's laying off the balls that are out of the zone. When you do that, you're going to find yourself in better counts. So I think it's just a matter of comfort. And he's at the point now where he's getting to like 250 major league plate appearances. Maybe things are just starting to click a little bit. And the last week he's been pretty incredible.
He has. Something I didn't calculate, and since you just mentioned it, I want to look into. So the K rate's down to 28.5%. Mm-hmm. That's not incredible by any means. Like that's not like, oh my God, he doesn't strike out anymore. The strikeouts are still there. But that's absolutely okay in today's day and age. Like that's not bad.
Honestly, if his strikeout rate is hovering around 30, he hits the ball hard enough when he makes contact that he's fine. Like that's really all, like that's where he needs to be at. He doesn't need to be a guy who makes contact 80% of the time, because when he does make contact, he's so explosive. Now, obviously, if you can get that strikeout rate down to like the low 20s, then you're talking about like one of the most elite hitters in the game, right? But
so
in order for him to
say, with what you're saying, right? If he does that, that's why you hear the comparisons. He's Aaron Judge. He would have to walk more, but like that's what we're getting at.
And the walks will come. Like if he starts hitting the ball that much, the walks will come. Like pitchers will just pitch around him, right?
As long as he lays off those, they could give him the walks and he swings too.
Well, I mean, you look at if we're talking about Aaron Judge, right? Like Aaron Judge typically hovers around a 30% K rate. These last 2 years where he's been just off the charts, he's been around 25%, right?
Exactly.
So,
yep.
Like if Oneil Cruz is hovering around that 30% rate, he's in good shape. Because I said, when he makes contact, he hits the ball so damn hard that's fine. Like Oneil Cruz's BABIP is probably going to always be high because he hits the ball so hard.
And because he's so fast.
And because he's so fast.
Yeah. I mean, he can beat out. He gets the balls to the infielders faster than anyone else does, but then he's so fast that he beats out all the guys that are like, he can turn some infield 115-mile-an-hour baseballs into singles sometimes.
Yeah. So I think hopefully we're just starting to see him get more comfortable, and hopefully he just keeps getting more and more comfortable the more at-bats he gets, which he also is going to get more at-bats than anybody else batting leadoff, right? Which is another reason why we were clamoring for it this whole time. Like he needs to see more pitches, and batting leadoff is going to allow him to do that. So yeah, I like I said, hopefully it's just a comfort thing and he keeps getting more and more comfortable, and we kind of just keep seeing him evolve, and hopefully he's the unicorn we all hope he is.
And even if it doesn't hit the unicorn, the talent, like you said, the talent's still there. If he can be a good everyday player, that's still a win. Yeah. But regardless, he can be a unicorn. That's where he can be that unicorn. So as you mentioned, 3 more plate appearances to get to 250. So he's probably doing that tomorrow in the first game, finally hitting the 250. And again, I'm not touting and saying this is it, but it would be nice if this is the corner. You're starting to see it. It's been more productive. You see a little bit difference of him. Like you're saying, at comfort level, you see the production getting there. So again, something to keep an eye out on. If he can finish the season, I'm not saying batting 303 the entire time, but being this productive player, what a great sigh of relief that we all can kind of maybe relax going into next year and say, you know what, as I think you and I and Tyler, a lot of, we're talking in the early part of like, this is development. Like, hey, this is why, look at Julio Rodriguez. You kept comparing to Cruz Rodriguez, their numbers. Like, look at Julio's first 100 plate appearances. Look at Julio's first 150. Maybe it took Cruz a little longer, and that's fine. That's fine. But it would be nice to know if that's all this was. And now for the rest of the season, he is productive. A little bit of breath, a little bit of sigh. Hey, you got something on this guy for next season. But we'll find out. But anyways, let's move on. I want to talk about Oneil Cruz for 23 more minutes, but we'll move on. Rodolfo Castro. Man,
so Cruz
he just keeps doing it.
Cruz had the 4 hardest hit balls. Number 5 was Castro.
I know you didn't watch the game, so you didn't see it. And it was hit hard. I mean, 107 is still nothing to sneeze at. Like, that was a hard hit baseball. But Jim, this thing might have been in the air for 17 minutes. Like, he hit it hard, but a 47-degree launch angle.
Yeah.
And it went out. It was a home run. I mean, again, this thing just floated and it went out. I mean, it was just remarkable. And like, again, this is another player I really like. I'm stamping him as mini Oneil. It's not to the level of Oneil, but it's like all the things Oneil does, it seems like Castro also does to just a lesser degree.
Yeah.
And you've been saying this, and I've been saying I'm still uneasy to really pencil that in and get him there, but he keeps doing this, and he's got the ceiling to be the best everyday second baseman. But like, keeps doing it more and more. Like, he could be that dude. He really could. He could be that prospect that you really weren't thinking about. He's got so many tools, and that home run today just again demonstrates the power this dude has.
So it was a 47-degree launch angle.
47-degree launch angle. I'm telling you, it was ridiculously crazy. Like, there was no way this was going out. Again, like one of those Cruz balls where it's like, all right, this is a fly out. And then you keep sitting there and waiting because it's not on your screen. You're just staring at this TV, looking at stands, waiting. Is it going to go foul or is it going to come up short? And it's like, oh, it went over the wall. It's a home run. Rodolfo Castro, once again, home run.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I'm actually curious to see how many home runs have been hit this year.
It had it's super low. Yeah, it's an expected batting average of 130.
2. JT Realmuto and Anthony Rizzo have done it. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Those are really bad baseball players.
That's kind of, I mean, you said 47, like you don't see too many home runs hit at a 47-degree launch angle. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. No, I think I mean, as I've kind of been saying, like you can see the tools there, the athleticism, the power is legit. And yeah, I think it's, kind of like a mini Cruz is a good way to put it. Like he does everything Cruz does, just not as good, which is fine, right? Because Cruz does everything like otherworldly. Castro's actually been more productive than Cruz up to this point, right? Like
I was going to say, like, I feel like he's more polished than Cruz.
Yeah, he's definitely got like better plate discipline. He doesn't strike out as much. Yeah, I would agree there. And both young. Like Castro's still just 23 years old. I like the switch hitting aspect too. Like he rakes out from the right side. Today's homer was from the left side. Like
he's Cruz productive versus righties.
Yeah, Cruz.
Like that was our worry too.
That's something to look. I mean, it's something to look at and kind of get excited about.
Right. I'm excited. That's again for the rest of the season. Like that's what's exciting me is Cruz and Castro.
And he's doing all this while only being owned by 2% of fantasy leagues.
Can you imagine? Man, him and Ben Gamble just get no respect. Just 2%ers.
Absolutely ridiculous.
But anyways, I just want to bring this up because, I mean, Bucko Mike says Castro, Alfonso Soriano 2.0.
Alfonso Soriano was really good. He was really, really good.
He was absolutely good. But I look at it in the sense of, if we're saying mini Cruz, like mini Soriano might be pretty good too.
Yeah, I mean, Soriano was a 40-40 guy.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
but no, I mean, I guess the tool, like from a tool standpoint, power, speed, glove, arm, yeah, it's all there. Yes, Soriano had like a 6-year stretch where he was like really, really good. So yeah, if Castro can do that, sign me up.
I think he's an everyday player. That might answer our question. But yeah, so he does go 1 for 5 today, but the big home run, 2 strikeouts, no walks. But yeah, Castro again just keeps impressing. He makes his mistakes, but again, and much like Cruz, I keep just feeling like these mistakes can be coached up. That's what leaves you feeling positive. Maybe an off season, just maybe more experience, maturity comes in next year. Hopefully the same with Cruz, because Cruz also did make a pretty bad throw today. Bailed out by Chavis once again. I'm just gonna put on the recording and just play that so I can save some breath every day.
There you go.
He did, like, the thing is he did something different. Everyone talks about how he just throws it so hard every single time. And if like this time he had the ball, the out was he could have waited 10 years to throw it. He slowed up. He didn't put all into it. I just feel like just mentally, like he's just not there. Like when he has to throw it 100 miles an hour, because when he does something like that, when the ball was like 5 feet short, and Cruz or not Cruz, but Chavis, got the bounce, which he's been doing very good at. He made the play, but yeah, Cruz just has to clean up those throws. He just really does. He made some plays really good defensively again today, but then you get that.
Yeah, and I think if you're looking at him from a future standpoint, like if there was one thing to be subpar, like it's that, because like that is something that can be taught. Like he clearly has the arm strength. It's just a matter of like figuring out your routine, your repetition, and just the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And now that he's like in the major leagues, and it's different in the minors. You're riding buses, you're staying in crappy hotels. Like you're not at the field all day long working on these things. That's something that, like, if it was something where it was like, oh well, he can't field grounders, or he lets
Lack of ability
type of thing, right? If it was like
talent.
if it was a skill issue, like he can't do this one thing, then you're kind of concerned. But this is something where it's just like he just needs to get that one thing down. It can be coached,
right? For sure. Now, maybe like the 7-foot wingspan does deter that ability a little bit, right? But again, like it's something that can be coached.
Yeah.
So that was why you remain hopeful for all this.
Mm-hmm.
But that
Agreed.
7-foot wingspan surely does help defensively with a glove, getting to plays and balls and such. So, anyways, back to Castro. Yeah. So good game by him. We can talk about Brian Reynolds. Like he struggled very hard this last series. He comes today 2 for 3, 2 walks. Big hit. Got the RBI, got Cruz in. So good game from him as well.
Well, I think this kind of goes to show you like what this team can do. Just if those two guys, if Cruz and Reynolds are on, they're going to score runs. Like those two guys combined for 3 runs and 3 RBIs just between the two of them. And then you sprinkle in, Castro had another, 2 runs batted in, and then, Chavis and delayed 2. But, 1 through 3 today went 6 for 13 with 2 walks, 4 runs, and 5 RBIs. You're going to win when that happens.
Right.
So.
Hey, you're the one that said it a long time ago. Time and time again, this team goes where Oneil and Reynolds takes them, and now they're back to back. So,
yeah. I mean, those are the two guys. Like if those two guys are on, the offense clicks. If they're not, it doesn't.
Right.
That's it.
Then again, look at the offense.
Yeah. So I mean, you need that. There's kind of what you need to go after this offseason is we need to figure out. We need more guys. Right now, we don't. We need more guys.
Yeah, probably guys better than Ben Gamble. Probably shouldn't settle on those types of guys because then you have the same team and you're talking about the same stuff. But anyways, I digress. 12 hits today for the Pirates. Sprinkling all the other ones, right? Kevin Newman had two hits today. He went 2 for 4 with 1 strikeout. Jack Sawinski, multi-hit game, 2 for 4, though 2 strikeouts. The strikeouts still clearly there. Mm-hmm. And then as mentioned, my boy Jason DeLay got a hit, a big timely hit.
I swear Jason DeLay gets more airtime on this show than anyone else slugging under 300 ever has.
But it's correct. Now there's multiple reasons for it. He's at a position that's really, really bad and definitely really bad for this team. Mm-hmm. So being the best of something that's terrible, you get talked about a little bit, right? But again, I can't stress it enough. He goes 1 for 4. The 1 hit was not exciting, but it was part of something exciting. And again, like I said, like he gets airtime because of that. Like he's involved. He's always involved in something. And that degree, like it's not like he's good.
He also extended the inning for Cruz. Like if it weren't for his hit, Cruz doesn't get that 5th at bat. That home run into the river never happens. As
a matter of fact, yes, you are correct on that. And because I had Cruz's like leadoff stat line all figured out, and then DeLay got the hit, I was like, damn it, and I had to delete it because we got another at bat coming up.
Now you gotta
and like you mentioned, into the river. So thank you, Jason DeLay. You are the GOAT.
Yeah, no, I mean he's when it comes to catchers on this team this year, he's probably been
every part of that sentence just lower that bar more and more and more.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's been good.
So sure. Again, I get it. He's not a good player, but he's been a blessing for this Pirates catching situation this year.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? I guess Brian Hayes coming back 1 for 3 with a walk and some nice base running.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got home on the pass ball. I guess it was a pass ball or a wild pitch. But good secondary lead. Went for it. Slid in there. Had another stolen base too. So yeah, he kind of started things in that 8th inning. He was kind of the spark plug there that got everything going. So
for sure.
Yeah, I didn't see the first few innings, but it's good to have him back. He's definitely somebody that needs to finish strong this year. Because offensively, he kind of took a step back again. When this team really desperately needs him to be. They need him to be serviceable, like a useful offensive bat. They don't need him to be great. Like he doesn't need to be this unbelievable run producer, but 87 weighted runs created plus last year. He's at 87 weighted runs created plus this year. And like the defense is so good that he's still a good major leaguer, right? Like, I mean,
yes,
he's a good Major League Baseball player because of that defense. He only played 112 games. He's going to be at about he's going to be at 2.5 WAR, by tomorrow. If that bat can just be average, like that's really all we need. Like he needs to be an average hitter. And if that bat can just be that, you're looking at a 4-win player.
Right. For sure. Like this is where we're at right now. Hayes has to be better than this because you just feel like he could just so easily be better than this. Like that's part of it as well. Like offensively, you look at this and sure, like what you're saying. I mean, if the Pirates have a third baseman who's going to be like a 3 WAR player year in and year out, I mean that's a plus. That's good. It's just you see what Hayes is, and you just know he can be better. Like the glove can't just take you all the way. He's not that good with the bat. It needs to get better. Like, so here's the comparison. He's got a 659 OPS. Michael Chavis has a 670 OPS. And Michael Chavis isn't good, And like, that's what we're getting at. Like, if he could just be better than Michael Chavis offensively, that's kind of the bar you're setting, like that's how low it is right now. He easily can be better than Michael Chavis. So you would really like for him to take that step forward and just do that, because now you're not talking about a 3 WAR player. You're talking, like you said, a 4-win player. Maybe sometimes he to a 5 WAR. That's a really, really good player.
And at the end of the day, it doesn't, like you can say we need offense, we need defense. Like the team needs wins, right? So however Ke'Bryan Hayes is going to contribute to this team winning, I don't really care. If it's mostly defensively, cool. A run prevented is just as important as a run scored.
Of course.
The end of the day. So,
right.
I think that's another thing that you kind of have to. It's hard for fans to realize that sometimes that, hey, like elite defenders who are below average hitters are good players. And so, like Ke'Bryan Hayes is a good player.
Just look at like the past few years, the Hall of Fame classes, like the middle infielders that got in that literally were like never league average batters ever.
Yeah. Right. And so but it's just, I think we expect more from Hayes because like we've seen him do it. Like that rookie season, that 2020 season, we saw like what he was capable of, and no one's expecting him to hit 376, right? But I think we all expect him to hit more than 242. Right. And we expect him to hit more than 6 home runs. He should theoretically, I hate to give Bucko Mike any credit here, but like, yeah, like if Ke'Bryan Hayes could hit 280 with 12 homers, sign me up. Like sign me up for that with his glove all day.
I'm with you. But you're right. Like however way he can do it is a win. If he does it by the glove, that's how he does it. It's just when he can also do it in other ways to add on to that production. That's what gets kind of frustrating. But again, like he is a good player and he adds to the team as far as wins goes. He could just be a much better player, a much more bigger contribution than what he is right now. And it doesn't seem like it's going to take much for him to do it. So again, though he is back, it was a good game from him. But that's pretty much really all I have to discuss, want to talk about, bring up.
Yeah. I think we covered it pretty good. I mean, a fun game. Anytime you can put up 8 runs on the Mets, 8-2 victory, like that's just an enjoyable evening of baseball right there.
Well, I knew it had to be a fun game because you're on. It brought you to come out and do a post-game show, Jim.
I know. Yeah, that's how fun it was. You actually got me.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. But so that's that. So tomorrow the Pirates do have a doubleheader with the Mets because of yesterday's game that was air quotes rained out. Yeah. So Jacob deGrom, everybody. We'll get to see that game. I have a feeling, I suspect, Jim, that game won't be as fun. But it's baseball. It's deGrom, and the Mets don't like to let deGrom win, so maybe that will be fun. We'll just have to do it after he's out of the game.
We've seen Oneil Cruz has hit homers off of Sandy Alcantara. He owns Corbin Burns, just owns. He's Corbin Burns' daddy. Maybe he owns deGrom too.
We'll find out. Stay tuned. Tomorrow at 6:35 p.m. Yeah. So 12:35 the first game, 6:35 the second game. We'll be on afterwards to talk about the Pirates sweep. Got to delete that later. So with that said, I guess we are out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
See you guys.